Is it working? Yeah, looks like it's working. Hello everyone, my name... Wait, is the audio working? Yeah, the audio is working. Whoops. Sorry about that. Hello everyone, my name is Deathlockin. Nice to meet you all. Well, this will be my first official video, and I want to go on a journey with you all. With my favorite race and my favorite class. So, it won't be like those where it's like, oh, we're gonna show you how to be the pro warlock. We're gonna show you all the DPSs. No, I'm just gonna go on a journey. I'm gonna go through all the expansions with just my undead, and I want you guys to join along with me. So yeah. So I already got an idea of what I want my guy to look like, because I've played him numerous of times. Where there it is. That color. I'm gonna give him like a nice cool felt eyes than the usual like gold yellow look. Never understood the red eyes though, but yeah. So I'm gonna give him the fell eyes. Where? There we go. Cheeky. Eyesight? Yep. And my beautiful man will be named Locksworth. Yes. And I'm not going to do the Exile's Reach because I want to begin it from the very start from Cataclysm. And have you guys join along with me. So, let's have a little fun. Yee. So, yeah, I got a bunch of other characters, but Locksworth will be my go-to guy for all the venturing we're gonna go on. So, yeah. So, let's see where we go. But yeah, this will be my first official video, I think. I'm very new at this, so I don't know how to record. Well, no. I don't know how to...
finally took vengeance upon their hated enemy, the Lich King. Their dark crusade in Northrend proved costly. Betrayed by Grand Apothecary Putrus at the Battle of Wrathgate, the Forsaken's devious plague of death was unleashed upon both the Alliance and the Horde to calamitous effect. Unbeknownst to Sylvanas, Putrus and his demonic ally, Veramathras, had taken control of the Undercity. As a result, the Forsaken were wrongly blamed for the traitor's atrocities. Though the Undercity was eventually retaken, Sylvanas and her followers still bear the weight of Putrus' sins. Mistrusted by the other members of the Horde, the Forsaken must now prove their loyalty to the cause and redeem themselves from their supposed treachery. To this end, Sylvanas has bolstered her defenses within the Tirisfal Glades and readied her undead forces for any contingency. As one of the Forsaken, you must use your cunning and viciousness to slay any who would pose a threat to Sylvanas' rule, be they human, undead, or otherwise.
Okay, so to those who are in the unknown about what that was, essentially what happened was during the expansion of the Wrath of the Lich King, the Forsaken were making a plague. They were originally going to kind of do it in a big old surprise, but Putrich kind of sped up the process, and this was not part of the plan. So to save face, the Lady Sylvanas basically said, "Oh, yeah, we were betrayed. That we weren't trying to do that. That was not on us. We were going to use that on the Scourge, you know." But a lot of the other Horde members were not exactly okay with it. They basically realized, like, oh, well, that's not good. So, right now, the aftermath of all that, with the Lich King dead and all that, yay, the Valkyr are now taken in by Lady Sylvanas. Welcome back to the realm of the living. With the blessings and the power of the Dark Lady, I have freed you from death's grip. You are no slave, Locksworth. You are free to follow whichever path you choose from here. If you choose to serve the Dark Lady, Sylvanas, I recommend you speak to the Undertaker Mordor. Mordu. Mordo? You will find him behind me in the graveyard. Report to Undertaker Mordu, who at the Death Kneel graves in Tears Falls Glades. Okay. But yeah, so basically, Pierce has pushed the plague of undeath on both of Horde, Alliance, and the Forsaken's dreaded enemy, the Scourge, with not so great results. So to save face, Sylvanas basically said, "Oh, we were betrayed. That wasn't our plan. We were going to use that on the Scourge." So that little intro basically said that the Horde don't really fully trust that. They didn't fully trust the Forsaken from the beginning. So our first task is to go talk to Undertaker Mordo. Hello there. You must be Locksworth. I'm pleased to see that you're up and walking around, Locksworth. You held up nicely, especially being dead for so long. Others weren't as lucky. If you won't mind, I need you to fetch my embellishment fluid and some twins to stitch up these bodies. You'll find them both in the Shadow Grave, the building just behind me. Here, Darnell will join you. He'll know the way. I know I'm saying it all wrong, so I apologize.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Hey, Darnell.
What would you ask, dead?
What's up? So yeah, this way. Hey, give me a hand, Locksworth. I can't find the supplies that Mordor needed. Yeah, sure. So, when I first joined World of Warcraft, it was during Cataclysm, and when I saw the trailer for World of Warcraft, I saw the undead dude, and I thought, oh man, he looks so cool. So, when I finally got to join, it was during Cataclysm, and I made my first undead, which was this guy. But I didn't call him Locksworth, I called him Deathlockin. I thought it was a cool name, you know, the name that I decided to keep for this channel. But basically what I thought was, I'm undead, so death. I'm a warlock, so lock, and then I just put in to make it kind of sound really nice, like Deathlockin. So, E. Alright, I got your stuff. What's up?
What is it?
You will find the items within the Shadow Grave. I believe I left them on my work table. Well, I got them right here. Here you go. Exactly what I needed. You will be an asset to the Forsaken, Locksworth. You know, word has it that you were quite the warlock in your previous life. Perhaps I should assign you to a more exciting task. That you should. The Valkyr raised hundreds of bodies every day. Agatha raised you just a few moments ago. Not all as lucky as you, however. Some maintain their free will, but live in constant fear and confusion. They usually run off into the woods, cowering at their own reflection. Others lose their mind completely, shambling about aimlessly. They are often turned violent and must be destroyed. This is your task, Locksworth. Destroy them, our former brothers and sisters though they might be.
Beware the living.
Okay, so first quest, kill a bunch of zombies. Got it. So yeah, my first class and first race was the Undead and the Warlock. So I've been playing since all the way to, I believe I stopped at Warlords of Draenor, and then I didn't kind of continue, but then came back during Legion, and I think after Legion it was Battle for Azeroth, and that's where I kind of just left. And then Shadowlands showed up. My family was playing it, so I decided, hey, I'll come back. And I came back, and I was not happy with where the story was going. So I left again, and I think after the War Within expansion came back, that released, that I decided to come back. I wasn't particularly happy with what they were doing with the story and everything, but overall, king, peasant, or warlock, I don't care what you were before. I just need somebody with a working tongue. Being raised from the dead is studious. Not everyone copes with it as well as you did. In particular, there are 3 newly raised undead who are having trouble coping right now. I want you to find them and talk to them. It might be that they need someone they can relate with. You'll find them here in the graveyard.
Farewell.
But yeah, when I first played World of Warcraft, it was like so new to me. The world, the lore, everything. I didn't even play the Warcraft games. Like this was my first introduction to World of Warcraft. Not even the power of the Valkyr was enough to save these creatures. They were doomed from the beginning. I have obtained some equipment for you, Locksworth. It's not much, but it would help. Ah, yeah, so. And I do find that the leveling is a bit easier now, which I find kind of annoying and also disheartening, because it feels like all the work you've done with your character is just so easily given. Because I remember back in Cataclysm that it took me so long to get to level 85, was it? Yeah, I think it was the leveling limit was 85. And when I finally reached it, it felt like a reward. What's going on? Who are you? What has happened to me? Don't you remember? You died. I died? Yes, you're right. I died. It was an orc. He cut off my hands and left me to die. Valdred looked down at his hands. These aren't my hands. These aren't my hands. Calm down, Valdred. Undertaker Mordor probably sued some new ones on you. Valdred looked back at his hands. I suppose this is my fate then. Part of an undead army. Somehow I never considered that I might be ending up fighting for the Forsaken. He looks back at you. What do I do now? You talk to the Undertaker Mordo. He'll tell you what to do. That's all I know.
Victory for Sylvanas.
I see. Well then. Let's get to work, Locksworth. The Dark Lady needs us, right? But yeah, so. This was my first introduction, and generally, Deathlocken was my first character, and I generally enjoyed playing a Warlock. Like, I know a lot of people probably said mages are probably the best option for the DPS and all that, but generally, I really enjoyed being this terrifying magic user that summons demons and inflict plagues and death and diseases and all this other horrible stuff upon my enemies. That it was really cool. And also getting to play as an undead of all things, that's hella fun. Because I could never find any other MMO that allows me to be an undead dude. So, I mean, just look at that face. Who wouldn't be terrified of that face?
I live my life in the
Get away from me, you abomination.
Yeah, Lillian Voss was a unique character. When I first met her, she had blue eyes, and I thought, oh, that's cool. I want blue eyes, until I found out that you can only get the blue eyes via being a Death Knight. So it was a so when I saw her again, and she had yellow eyes, I was like, where are her blue eyes, man? What the hell? I am not an abomination. I'm simply undead. I just want to speak to you. The undead are a taint upon Azeroth. Every one of you creatures deserves to be destroyed. Lillian, do you realize that you are undead yourself?
There is much to be done.
No, you're lying. My father will protect me. And off she goes, only to find out that her father is not such a nice guy. Hello, Marshal Redpath. If that's his last name, I feel so bad for him. Stand back, monster. You want to fight? Because I'll fight you. I'll fight every one of you creatures. Do you hear me? I'm not here to fight. I'm only here. I've only been asked to speak with you. Oh, really? Fine. I don't want to join you in your Forsaken. Maybe I'll start my own Forsaken. Maybe I'll invent Forsaken with elbows. You are free to do whatever you like. Who are you calling a monster? You're the monster. I'm just a man who died. Right. Yeah. Funny enough, when I first started conquesting, I didn't really read any of the dialogue. I just ran with what I was told to do. See those three people? Go talk to them. Got it. See those people? Go kill them. Got it. And I'm just like, okay, doing all this and never really reading any of it. You done well, Warlock. As you can see, not all of us have resigned to our fates. I'm glad to see that you are at least willing to work. Vladared will be a valuable asset to the Forsaken. As for the other two, there's not much we can do. We cannot force them to join us. And that's another thing about the Forsaken and the Scourge. In lore, the Scourge is just all these people being forced under one man, which was the Lich King, which now he's dead. The Forsaken were basically what happened when the Lich King was losing his power, and a lot of his undead forces slowly began to pull away and become, well, the Forsaken. The problem is that the Forsaken wasn't exactly beloved by all the other races, because when they look at him, you just see the Scourge. So the Forsaken are doing their best to try to say, we're not the Scourge. But I will show you that that's kind of not, it's kind of half true, that they are not the Scourge, but they may be doing things that is very Scourge-like. Donna tells me that the two of you have already met. That's good, because I'm sending the both of you to Deathnil. Your work is done here. Speak with Death God Stanton in Deathnil, to the north. He will tell you more of what you must know. Okay.
Trust no one.
Hey, Darnell, what's going on? I forgot, I got the bracers. But I remember in World of Warcraft where it was so hard to fight certain enemies in it, and actually I had to drink potions and all that. Good, you're still here. Now, where's Death God Stanton? There he is. Ah, here he is. Those Valkyr have been really busy resurrecting you newbies lately. I've already seen a couple dozen new bodies run down that hill since this morning. You, however, are the most promising Warlock I've seen today. We've been shipping in dead bodies from Silverpine, Hillspread, Hell, anywhere we can get them from. We can't, however, afford to ignore the bodies which are sitting right at our front doorstep. The last vestige of the Scarlet Crusade roam here in Tearfall Glades. While we managed to push them from Deathnil, some of their bodies litter the buildings to the north and the east. Go find them, and bring that Darnell fellow with you. He looks strong enough to carry a few bodies. Now that you mentioned it, the Scarlet Crusade, they... oof. I will say this, I can understand their lore and why they do this, and I can kind of sympathize with them, but I will say this, just because you have a sad backstory doesn't mean I have the right to beat the crap out of you because you're an asshole. Because that's generally what the Scarlet Crusaders are. They are a bunch of xenophobic crusaders that really don't like anyone, and they will attack anyone that they see, even alliance players, because they cuckoo. So a lot of people usually view them in a very negative sense, but I look at them and I look at their lore and I can understand why they're doing it, and I can kind of give them sympathy. But that doesn't mean I'm still going to kill them because, hey, you're attacking me. So I remember back in Cataclysm that I actually had to earn my abilities. I didn't instantly get them. So I do miss the "it is wise that you humble yourself before me, Locksworth, in your desires for more warlock knowledge." It sucks because I do miss actually having to earn my spells and abilities versus just being handed to them, which it kind of defeats the purpose of mastering your class and earning your way up versus just, here you go wild. But I've kind of grown to accept it. If you're going to be an asset to the Forsaken, you need to learn how to fight, and there's no better target than the Scourge minions that continue to pester us. The wretched ghouls and rat-cage skeletons that roam to the north and to the east are former troops of the fallen Scourge. They should prove to be even a match for a fledgling warlock like you. Do not tarry. When you are done, speak to me again. I wonder if that little what's going on with his thing is that he's not talking to me like how you would imagine, but he's sort of like transporting his sound. But I don't know, the whole, because he does have a tongue, so he can move it around to create like words, but it's kind of a little hard. Like, I'll even try to read it like the way he has it. Do not tell me. When you have done, speak to me again. You see how weird it sounds? It's kind of hard. So I don't know how it sounds to my guy. It probably sounds like this. Do not tell me. When you have done, speak to me again. Like, dude, go get those metal jaws. I think you might need it. Like, it sounds like he is talking, but he has no jaws. So how the hell is he pronouncing certain words? Okay. So, what is the Scourge? Basically, what happened long ago. Let's get moving, Locksworth. Stalin said that we need to find some corpses here. I think I see a corpse. Let's go, Locksworth. You do the searching and fighting. I'll do the lifting. Wow, okay. You're a warrior, aren't you supposed to be my tank? Fine, I'll do all the fighting. It's not like it's not like I can't carry a few corpses. So, what is the Scourge? Well, this long ago, I think during the war, during the Third War, the Burning Crusade was trying to basically take over Azeroth. So they did this one thing where they created an undead army, which was the Scourge, and they had a Lich King ruling over it. Well, the Lich King wanted to do his own thing, so he broke away from the Burning Crusade, betraying them and everything, and inevitably ruling over his own army. The thing is that the Burning Crusade is not exactly happy about that, so yeah. But thanks to the situations in hand, the Forsaken was formed because the Lich King lost a good chunk of his power because he betrayed the Burning Crusade, or the Burning Legion. No, not the Burning Crusade. Sorry. The Burning Legion. So, yeah, the Scourge was formed by the Burning Legion trying to weaken Azeroth so the Burning Legion can show up and cause havoc. But the Lich King betrayed them, and as punishment, they took away a good chunk of his power, thus causing undead to slowly regain consciousness, aka us, the Forsaken, and rebelled against them. While a whole majority of his army, still in Northrend, was still under his influence. And these Scourge are essentially the remnants of the Scourge that are still lingering in Tearsfall Glades. We'll see a lot of them still because you can't really kill the Scourge. Like, you can, but they're still gonna keep coming no matter what. Anyway, Darnell looks like he's tired, so let's get all these bodies back.
What is it?
Great work, Locksworth. I knew you weren't useless. Here, take one of these. We Death Guards have piles of these things just sitting around. Well, thank you. According to skill, I get a belt. Nice. You're growing in strength, Locksworth. Thank you. I've seen your type before. You will be moving out of Defnil and on to greater things before long. Just make sure you don't lose sight of where you started. You have much to accomplish, Warlock. Yeah, I won't forget the tongue man that had... never mind. Why don't you go speak with my novice, Ilireth? She serves me, and you will have some tasks to which you can apply your new abilities. Hi, Ilireth? Ilireth? Yes, Ilireth, I think. Hello.
Hello?
May the Dark Lady watch over you, Locksworth. Oh, damn, you got no eyes. So anyway,
Do not.
early on, I saw a young Forsaken woman running towards the old inn. She was screaming for her life, pleading to be taken home. Not all of us are as resolute as others, Locksworth. Even so, we must accept our fate as undead if we are to rise against those who would put us down. Take my mirror and show it to the young woman. She needs to see what she really is and join us in our cause. Besides, we can use all the bodies we can get.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
Ilirith, I don't mean to be rude, but you have no eyes. How the hell did you see her? Yeah, take this. Sure? Wow, it's, interesting. Oh, yes. I'm sorry it wasn't to your liking. She should be a pile of bones and slime. Strong of stomach indeed.
Hello.
Hey, it's the Pandaren. I will say, the Forsaken have strange taste when it comes to brew. I get the feeling that they're not exactly preparing it for friends, though. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend drinking anything that the Forsaken give it to you. If you
Goodbye.
see a Forsaken and he's smiling at you, and he's offering you a cup of something, just kindly say, nah, thanks, I'm good, man. No matter how much he insists, trust me, you don't want to drink whatever he made for you. Hi, Lillian.
My blade stays sharp.
Get away from me, you monster. Don't look at me. I'm hideous. You're not hideous, Lillian. You're one of us. Here, look in this mirror. See for yourself.
Keep your guard up.
No, you don't understand. I can't be undead. Not me. Not now. Alright, bye, Lillian. See you next time. Yeah, we're gonna see her again. Off to church.
I haven't
You
gone
say she
all
ran
the way.
away? What a shame. Very well. As long as she maintains her free will, there's still hope.
Gus,
I
no.
can see you are busy here in town all week, but you seem to be more of the fighting type. Aerolith looks you over and nods. Yes, he'll do just fine. I'll like you to go talk to the executioner Aaron. Follow the path north out of Desniel. You'll find him not far past the barricades.
Embrace the shadow.
I'm still debating if I should go into demonology or the other two branches, because when I first played Cataclysm, and when I was playing my Warlock, I first chose demonology because I like the idea of having more demons under my control. Turns out that wasn't exactly the best, probably the best DPS option versus the other two, which was I think it was Plague and Destruction. Yeah, Affliction and Destruction. Affliction was probably the best option because it's basically damage over time, versus the Destruction, which is basically like Mage's Fire thing. Yeah. What do we have here? A new Warlock. Ready for battle, First of all, look at your armor. You're a mess, Warlock. If you'd like to stay in one piece, and I have no doubt you do, perhaps I can help. If you are to gather some paws and wings from the wolves and bats nearby, maybe I'll find some armor for you. You'll find the creatures to the north and to the west of here. Okay. Yeah, I remember this quest actually. When I first started this quest, it took me a while to get these damn freaking paws and wings. I guess that's what allowed what gives you level, because you're essentially spending all the time trying to get these damn things, but now it's just all I gotta do is walk up to a young scavenger, pop a few shadow bolts, and boom, down, and what do you know, I got a scavenger's paw. It was not that easy back then. Gods. Yep. So, yeet. I'm sorry if I'm quiet. I'm trying to focus and grab all the enemies I can. I probably kind of tell you guys about the lore of the Forsaken while we're journeying along. I'm sure those who already played and read and studied and basically know everything about World of Warcraft already knows about the lore of the Undead. But I'm sure there are some newer viewers who probably never heard of the undead story and why they're undead and all that yada yada business. So, during the Third War, there was a guy named Arthas. Pretty good, very cool dude, awesome dude. He was the Prince of Lordaeron. Well, let's just say that there was a plague going about, and things got out of hand. People got sick. He razed an entire city to the ground, still burning, and things got even more worse. Do try your best to keep yourself unharmed until I get you some armor.
Watch your back.
Thank you, Locksworth. This armor should help you out.
Embrace the
One of our greatest struggles is obtaining the natural resources we need to survive. Gold was scarce in Lordaeron, even in the height of the Alliance power so many years ago. There's a gold mine to the west of here that has been overrun with spiders. We need gold from that mine, but we can't very well get in while the spiders are crawling around in there. I've not much manpower to contend to the task, so we'll just have to do with it little by little. Get up there and see what you can do for us, Locksworth. Yeah, sure.
trust no one.
But yeah, so the plague got out of hand. Arthas tried to save it as many people he could, and those who were infected he killed brutally. This caused a path for him to go down to where he would inevitably become the Lich King. And then he proceeded to start spreading more of the plague about the land and causing more destruction than ever. Yeah. I think I need to read up on the lore and actually kind of do a better better explaining it once again, because I'm only remembering bits of it and the highlights of all of it. So I'm not exactly a good source for lore knowledge. My best offer for if you are genuinely curious about the world is to go to Platinum WoW. Dude is amazing. Love his work. Yeah, he'll do a lot better than and far more entertaining and they'll explain the lore. Versus me explaining it and then watching and having you guys watch me play the game. So, but I promise I'll try to get better at explaining the lore more as I'm playing the world, so you guys can get an understanding of what the hell's going on. So right now, our current job is to take out a bunch of these spiders and clear out the cave for the Forsaken. Funny enough, when I was playing Cataclysm, I had a massive fear of spiders, so this was hell for me. But I told myself if I can kill these damn things, I'm happy. So if I can kill them, I'm like, yeah. If they're dead, they won't hurt me anymore. There we go. Whoop. One more. I know if you I remember back then that if you go further in, there might be a chance you might find a chest inside. And that was usually really good to have because it gives you all these new, better loot. But we don't do that anymore. Not in this area. But in later expansions, we will be able to kind of just find more boxes around for us to loot. But till then, we're focusing on just all the eastern land. And then after that, we go to the Outlands, which is this place, and do all the quests there. So, I hope you enjoy the adventure with me.
What now?
Well, it's a start. It'll take a few weeks or months to fully clean out the infestation. After that, we can get down there and with some torches to burn away the webbing. You've done your duty well, Locksworth. Oh, thank you. Now hand me my loot. While you were inside that cave, your big fan Darnell came by with some alarming news. Since the Valkyrie arrived, we've seen more and more undead that choose not to join our forces under the banner of the Dark Lady. They've been gathering at the small camp here in the alley, and now they're organizing forces. They plan to attack Undead Warlock. Darnell is just down the road to the east. Be careful, Locksworth. While those undead aren't completely brainless, they're still not quite right in the head. Yeah, remember that one guy? I think it was Red Path? Yeah, so what he was explaining is that, dude, thanks to the Valkyrie, they can now bring more undead in their ranks. Because originally they didn't really had a method to bring more undead to their ranks back then. So they're kind of taking whatever forces they got and just working with it. But now that they got the Valkyrie, they can now have more forces under their banner. Problem is that the brain tends to not function properly when it is being rotten in a rotten corpse for who knows how long, and then being brought back tends to not make the brain work functioning right, and that's why a lot of the undead that have been resurrected by the Valkyrie aren't doing too hot because they're not exactly functioning normally. But compared to this handsome Jap and Darnell, we were able to be more functioning than the others, which allows us to actually have a conscious and moral compass. Locksworth, you made it. You've seen those tents up there. There's where we're heading. The battle has already started. Oh, well. What do I want? Do I want a dagger or do I want a sword? I'm gonna take the sword. While you was taking care of matters for execution errand, I went off on an assignment of my own. Shadow Priest Salvus asked me to peek in on the Rothbrain camp. There's a reason why they're called the Rothbrains. Oh, there you go. Darn will tell us to explain to us better. Their leader goes by the name of Marshal Redpath, and he's an absolute beast. Look, Locksworth, the attack's starting. You're better in combat than I am. Get in there and help out. Well, thank you. When you're done, meet up with Shadow Priest Sarvis as in the chapel. Good luck, Locksworth. Oh, well, he doesn't explain to us. Basically, that's what I was explaining. Essentially, their brains rot away, and when they brought back, their brain was kind of in the process of becoming more mindless undead, but they were brought back just in time to where now they're just basically crazy people that are trapped in literal rotting corpses. I'll kill you. Now, I will argue this. If the Forsaken did say that they do have free will, and these people did choose to not join the Forsaken, but the Forsaken has every right to be a little worried about a bunch of people who aren't exactly right in the head gathering in a small bulk of forces, so yeah. I mean, would you really be comfortable with a group of people that are not all there in their head and they're all planning on attacking you anyway, so you might as well attack first. I do feel bad for them, though. Just imagine waking up up in a corpse, and you're surrounded by all these other undead, and they're like, yeah, no, sorry, man. No, I know it sucks, but you know, you could always join us. Actually, now that I think about it, it probably was. They probably had every right to not want to be undead. Granted, they could have chosen to not be. Blah! I'm a monster. Don't look at me. Well, of course, I won't look at you. I'll just kill you. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, I could probably understand the reason why they probably didn't want to be undead, because they were already dead. Am I explaining it right? No, I don't think I'm explaining it right. I apologize. All I can say is that I do sympathize to why they didn't want to be undead, and why it was probably a bad idea to even bring them back. But then again, Forsakers needs new blood, so. But yeah, basically, if they did continue to kind of still function, they might have ended up like this. Basically, a wretched ghoul. Mindless creature that mostly just eats and eats. And that's about it. But the difference between the ghouls and those guys is that the ghouls don't carry weapons. They're just mindless beasts, where those guys, they can function enough to actually be a threat. Being born again and under the power of the Vacuo is a strenuous process. Many don't survive the shock, turning into zombies or ghouls. Yep, just like I said. Others retain just enough humanity to seem normal on the outside, but they're sick inside. We should have slain those rot brains the day they were raised. As for you, you're a strong warlock, Locksworth. I knew you'd do well. You'll be heading out of Deathneil soon. But yeah, I honestly believe that they probably should do a little check on them, make sure that they are functioning all there. If they start babbling about something random or something insane, they should probably keep a tab on them and make sure that they don't do anything dangerous that would threaten the lives of other undead. But yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I have a knife or sword. Stab. I better go sell all this stuff and then get back to when Sarvis? Yeah, Sarvis.
What is it?
You. Oh no, I need that. Actually, yeah. Why did I join the Horde? I don't know. I always liked the Horde. I always didn't enjoy the whole fantasy races of human, dwarf, and elf. Like, originally I would have picked the dwarves, but the idea of being a cool-looking undead dude really got to me more during my edgy phase. So I just like, I'm gonna be an undead. I'm gonna be an undead warlock. Being born again. Yeah, we already did this. Sarvis misproduced a piece of paper from within his robes. These will need to be taken to the field agent Darthgard or Zimmer. This information contains the whereabouts of the last few holdouts from the Scarlet Crusade. We will destroy these crusaders once and for all. All I have a feeling you'll be an instrument in that effort, Locksworth. Take the road north out of Deathneil. Soon after entering Tirsfall's Prosper, you'll need a large mace, simmers outside. Hang on, maybe I should read it again. Take the road north out of Deathneil. Soon after entering Tirsfall's Proper, you'll see a large manse. Is it Mance? I think it is. Simmers inside. So, Darnell just popped by and basically said, "Hi, Locksworth. What do you think about my new gear? They're making me into a death guard. Can you believe it? I'll probably be staying here, in Deathneil, if things work out. Oh, who knows? Maybe I'll get to meet the Dark Lady herself. How about you? I heard that Sarfus is going to send you off to the Costin estate. Big assignment, Well, I won't hold you up. It's been a pleasure, Locksworth. I hope our paths cross again soon." And it never did, because I don't think I know what happened to Darnell. Like, legit, I don't think I ever saw Darnell again, or probably I did, but didn't recognize him right off the bat. So, we'll keep that in mind. I'll look it up and see if we might meet him up again. So once we reach out here to Visual Intelligence, that's where I'm gonna pause the video and call it. And then another part 2 will come soon or later. Yeet. So let's quickly get over there and get this done. So where was it? Yeah, the Horde. I always liked the Horde. I always thought that it was an interesting idea as an MMO to where you have two factions, one that's fighting the other. I think my father tried to find other MMOs like that, and he found one that has 3 factions. But I think that the reason why that one didn't work out is because having 3 factions is just a lot. A lot of things are going on. So I guess the 2 faction was probably a far better choice, because it wasn't, oh, I chose this one because this and that, or oh, I chose this one because of this and that. It's basically, I chose this because I like these guys. These guys are awesome. And the other ones is, I like these guys because these guys are awesome. Also, their cities are cooler. Hey, our cities are cooler too, So, oh, I see a player up ahead. Wonder who that is. Lordaeron. Lordaeron. I think that's how you pronounce it. Looks like they're away. It looks like they're looking at something too. Wonder what. So, well, we're here. Hello, Death Guard Simmer.
What is it?
Death Guard Simmer looks at you expectantly.
What you
Yes. What do you want?
beware
Yes, this is very good. You've done well in obtaining this information, Locksworth. Names of the Scarlet Crusade officers in Shurfos Glades. Imagine the blow we could deal to the morale of those bloody zealots if we were to kill their leaders in one swift strike. I will pass this information forward.
trust no one.
Humans are notorious fickle creatures. The farmers to the west are no exception. Sure, they may be plowing their fields peacefully now, but tomorrow they'll be raising their scythes against us. The Alliance looms close by in Gilneas, and the power of Stormland looms in the south. Any of those could recruit these tailors and use them as a wedge against us. I want them dead. See to it that it is done. Yes, sir.
Embrace the shadow.
So yeah, this will be where I'm going to pause it. I hope you guys enjoyed my first video. I'm gonna slowly work on well, to make it more entertaining, to make it more entertaining, because this is generally my first time actually trying something like this, and I hope I entertain you guys in some way. So, anyway, bye.